Good morning, first grade detectives. Happy Friday. All right, I hope no one turned into a veggie monster last night at dinner, right? Try those vegetables. Anyway, okay, so let's get into our next story. And remember, we're focusing on the BME, right? The beginning, who are the characters, what's going on, what's the setting? And the setting can change in different spots in the story too. Middle, what happens next? What is happening to the characters? Is there a problem? Sometimes maybe the problem isn't so obvious. And at the end, how's the story finished? How did the characters solve the problem if there was one? Did the characters change? Did something happen? Let's see. So, this story is called That Is Not a Good Idea by Mo Willems. Yeah, you see it? It's by Mo Willems, the guy who writes our Pigeon and Piggy and Gerald books, right? So I was really happy and excited to read this one. This story is a little different and might keep you on your edge of your seat a little bit. That means a little suspenseful. But I don't know if when you clicked on me, you saw that I had a really shocked face. Wonder if your face is going to be just as shocked once we get to the end of the story. Okay, so that is not a good idea. All right, so here it goes. There's no words on this page. Okay, so we have a fox looking at a goose. All right, that's the beginning. They see each other. Cool. And where would you think the setting is? Yeah, outside, maybe near some stores, downtown. Okay, now the words are not on the page a lot of time with the pictures. So then they're on the separate page. But what makes this book interesting is we don't really know who is saying these words. And I think almost that is what the problem is for us. We don't know who's saying these words. So they see each other and it says, what luck? Dinner. Excuse me, would you care to go for a stroll? Now, I'm assuming right there that the fox said that, right? Excuse me, would you care to go for a stroll? And a stroll means like for a walk. So, okay. The goose is thinking here, mother goose. Sure. We're assuming that the mother goose said that. Oh, here's a gooseling. That is not a good idea. What's not a good idea, gooseling? What do you think? What's not a good idea? Should that mama goose go for a walk with the fox? I don't know. He's got some sharp teeth. I think I agree with this gooseling. That is not a good idea. Would you care to continue our walk into the deep, dark woods? Oh, maybe. What do you think? Do you think the fox said that? I think so. Oh, Mama Goose is like thinking about it. Sounds fun. That doesn't sound fun. That is really not a good idea. I agree. I don't think that's a good idea. Do you think that's a good idea? The deep, dark woods? They're getting a little panicked. Would you care to visit my nearby kitchen? Kitchen. All right, so I'm in the way, but they're in the dark, deep, dark woods they're going. I would say we're getting to the middle of the story, right? They went for a walk. Now they're walking in the dark woods, and now they're going to go into the kitchen. The still main characters are here. They're walking together. The problem is, I don't really think the mama goose maybe knows what she's getting into, maybe. So she's like, okay, we're going to a kitchen. I would love to. That is really, really not a good idea. Oh, the gooselings are getting kind of really worried. They're panicking. Would you care to boil some water for soup? Now, I wonder who said that. You think the goose told maybe the fox to do that because he's carrying a pot? I'm not sure. Oh, she's getting excited for soup. Okay. Certainly, I do love soup. Oh, no. Stop. Right? The gooselings. That is really, really, really not a good idea. Hey, stop. Right? I feel like they're like panicking. They're freaking out right now. Like, don't do that. Why? Why do you think? Let's predict. Why are they like, stop, don't do that? Maybe they're nervous for the mama goose, right? This is not a good situation. The fox, who's a stranger, is now going to cook dinner and stuff. And like, he's got teeth. He looks suspicious, real sus, I don't know. Would you care to look at my soup? A key ingredient is missing. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. What do you think? He's like, there's a key ingredient missing. They're panicking. That is really, 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 really not a good idea. I know. I want that too. She doesn't look too scared. Maybe she's like the little lady who's not afraid of anything. And she's like really brave. Oh, a key ingredient is missing. That's weird. I know what's gonna happen. You! Oh my gosh. Gasp. OMG. I know, Miss Aubrey. What? I thought this whole time the fox was gonna eat the goose. She said the key ingredient was missing and it was the fox. The goose is gonna eat the fox? Oh, I know. OMG. Oh my gosh, look at these little gooselings. Doesn't it look like they're ready to eat? Well, we did try to warn him. Oh. Every time they said, that's really, 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 really not a good idea, they were talking to the fox. They knew their mom this whole time would plan to eat him. Oh my gosh. What? The end. Oh. More soup, children? They're eating fox soup? Oh my goodness, she planned this the whole time. Oh. Well, that's why I have a shocked face. The end, I guess. The end, they're eating the fox soup just like that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let's talk about the story elements. Mr. Lardy, the characters was the fox. Well, that star's covering the goose and the duck, the gooselings. The fox was not so smart. I thought this whole time that the goose was just being like brave and not really thinking, but she was thinking the whole time. What was the setting, Miss Bavona? Let's see. We would say the setting is outside. Yeah, the deep dark woods, in the kitchen. I guess it's the gooseling's kitchen. The goose's kitchen. All right, so what happened in the beginning? Yeah, the fox and the goose see each other and they get an idea. Now, think about that. They both had an idea. What was the fox's idea? Yeah, he was thinking, I'm going to trick this goose. I'm going to eat her for dinner. And what was the goose thinking? Fox, you are not going to trick me. I'm going to trick this fox. I'm going to eat him for dinner. They both were thinking, they almost had the same idea, but they're about to get each other. Interesting. The middle, Miss Summers, the middle, the fox and a goose, they go for a walk, right? And they end up in a kitchen and they start to cook soup, right? There was a lot of stuff going on in the middle, but like that's kind of what happened in the middle. Like they were kind of just talking back and forth and walking, and then they finally made it to the kitchen. The ending? Oh, Miss Heller, it was a really surprising ending. The goose tricks the fox, right? The goose and her children eat fox soup. Who's all that coming? Not me. My goodness. Now, we didn't really talk about the problem and solution because it was kind of hard. It was almost like the problem was we didn't know who was like in trouble. Like we thought the goose was in trouble, but it turned out that it was really the fox was in trouble. So the solution, it was kind of hard to figure out because we actually just needed to figure out who was tricking who. Now, that main idea we talked about yesterday, what was the story mostly about? If your sister walked in the room right now and she said, what were you just watching? What was that story about? What would you say? Maybe if your brother came in or your mom or your dad or your grandmom, they said, what was that story about? Well, what could you tell them? It's about a goose who just tricked a fox and ate him for dinner. That's what it's mostly about, right? The whole time I thought the fox was tricking the goose, but really it was the goose who was tricking the fox after all. So what's it mostly about? What's the main idea? The goose tricks the fox and had a good soup dinner for her children. Yikes. Okay, so remember what I say, go on Raz Kids or read a book at home, find that BME, right? Talk about the story to someone, anyone in your house, maybe even your dog, right? But find the beginning, middle, end, and maybe tell them, hey, this story was mostly about, right? What do you think that story that you read was mostly about, right? What happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end? Was it as shocking as this story? I don't know. But share the story that you read with someone. Tell them about it. It's important. All right, story detective. So make sure you watch all the other teachers' videos, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Keep working hard, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Bye. I'm still so shocked.